line. If you would just listen, I could explain.
You have done quite enough explaining, Volothamgadan. You have poisoned the very hearts and minds of these good, kind, gentle citizens with your lies, your delusions, your conspiracies. Though you hide behind a mask of stories, we have seen beyond the veil. We see what you really are. Fearmonger.
Hear, hear!
Attention seeker.
Hear, hear!
Agent of chaos.
Your parasite stirs in recognition. This man is infected.
Let the hells follow!
Today, citizens, we rid ourselves of this cankerous sore. Today, we burn away all falsehoods. Today, we will be divided no longer, for today, we rise in truth.
Psst. Don't just stand there. Help me, goddammit! Help me!
This promises to be an amusing spectacle. Let us see if death can silence Volo at last.
What's this? Another heretic in our midst? Another mind clouded by the Disruptor's lies? Another soul to cleanse? Well, we are nothing if not gracious. Let us see if we cannot lift the veil from their eyes too.
No! Please! No!
Have to keep going.
Can you feel death's cold grip? Let's do it.
your command.
From here. Try me.
To move.
This feels good.
My victims await. Do not falter.
Still breathing, despite everything. Shouldn't have made me your enemy.
realm. With pleasure.
I can keep going a little longer now.
Gods! I really thought I was done for. I suppose thanks are in order. Again, what's an heroic story without a little risking of one's neck, eh? And you know what they say, the bigger the story, the more people want to kill you for it. You of all people will, know what I mean. I'll, tell you what I know, but not here. Too many eyes, ears, weapons about. Meet me at your camp, hmm?
Oh, Wave Mother, Queen of the Depths, hear me. Please carry Holly to her final rest in the deep wilds. Please. Sorry, are you here for Wave Servant Holly's funeral? Oh, it's already started. They're just inside. Yes. Oh, please, you're most welcome. We have much to be thankful for. May the Wave Mother smile on you as she did Holly.
Gods. Not barely enough to keep the ship sailing, let alone extra for unbelief.
Do we have a target?
What a day.
She's gonna send me to the bottom of
My
the sea,
faith will guide
isn't
me.
she?
Have a lot on my mind and, well, in it.
For this most holy death. Glorious Wave Mother, pour fury. Rejoice, sisters, for Umberly has blessed her humble daughter with a pure death. Her lips blue with her kiss, her lungs full of her quenching word. Umberly's mercy saved her from a slow, sinking death in the beast's shadow. How dare this beast sully the safety of Grey Harbor? We will find its master and send him struggling into the bitch queen's embrace. Not a sweet sleep like Holly's, but a suffocating flood of fruitless garths and bursting flesh. You, supplicant, What tribute do you bring to honor the Wave Mother's fallen daughter? Yes. Then you know as well as Umberlee that blood must soon be shed. Your tribute is well received. Breathe deep as she permits. We are celebrating an act of divine mercy. Blessed Umberlee saw fit to spare her an ignoble death. But her passing was not as the Wave Mother intended. It was a beast who took her life. An unnatural one whose very existence is an affront to Umberlee. A wretched metal monstrosity hewn by hubris. A rusting pollutant that bleeds black blood into Umberlee's pristine waters. The Queen of the Depths is generous to those who serve her, and her favor is far less deadly than her wrath. Find the master of this poisonous beast and slay him. Then one of her most precious gifts shall be yours. Salt kiss your brow. We await your return and the Beastmaster's demise. Rejoice as the Wave Mother welcomes another.
Oh, Umberlee, hear us. Umberlee, bring your daughter home.
When our time has come.
I long for such a beautiful death!
Would that everyone knew the Wave Mother's favor.
Hear our prayer.
Feel the joy of Umberlee lap against your soul.
Us utterly.
Umberlee hears us and rejoices.
Something over there.
If we caught a sahwag, would they buy it at the fish market?
A Sephuagin is more likely to catch you.
I don't like this conversation at all.
We too shall gladly follow when our time has come.
Does she want any rum for the marinade?
Hear our prayer. Flood the world with your word. Subsume us utterly. Sing, sister.
Not everyone subscribes to...
course they do. They're fish.
Blockade is risky business. Everybody fails.
Captain, we have two children. You can't make us split up the family.
Honey, you go with the girls. I'll find another way to what to do. It's the only solution. Trust me. I'll catch up to you.
You better catch up to us.
All right, Captain. It's all black stuff we don't get.
I'm not surprised. The water's been grimy as anything recently. Haven't had a clean catch in a 10-day or more. You'll have to wash them all. Mary can never let herself like that.
You want forbearance on the sloop? You paid for the forbearance.
We only have enough for 3.
Slipping through the absolute blockade is risky business. Everybody pays.
We have two children. You can't make us split up the family.
Honey, you go with the girls.
I fished these waters. Something's going on. I bet my net on it.
You better catch up to us.
All right, Captain. These 3 then.
But if we'd only made the effort.
Restriction on visiting the docks.
Somehow, citizen, Lord Gortash forgot to tell me. Isn't that strange?
The only moment you're lit again is this one. Worry about the next one.
Stop sulking.
Perhaps the urge will revive that grand tradition.
I want to do it again. Let's nothing else to do.
It's peaceful, isn't it? Probably hidden in aliens or giant swans.
It's a restricted area.
Gutting fish. Perhaps he works the street corner. Nothing would surprise me with your kind.
I don't care if you threw a bloody boulder at me. Get them right here.
What's it now? Take your pick.
That's just the Steel Watch don't need to talk. They're guards.
I wonder if this was brewed with more knowledge.
Are the gods truly this petty?
It is splendid to see you again, my friend. If you hadn't saved me from that mob, I'd be penning a guide to the afterlife based on first-hand experience. Perhaps you would hazard a guess as to why the mob turned on me? Quite right. But it is not Orin herself who has marked me for death. It is her dread master. The Lord of Murder has returned. As he did 100 years ago, Baal has set his accursed sights on Baldur's Gate. And his temple runs red with the blood of the innocent. And just as then, he has more than one chosen to manifest his gruesome plot. He has Orin, and he has you. I see that. You have at least a measure of self-control. But Baal's inheritance is not shrugged off so easily. The heart of a Ballspawn is a flipped coin that lands on its edge. Yours is a family set on self-slaughter. When there are two or more, they will destroy one another until a single heir to the throne of blood remains. In times gone by, there was an errant-hearted Ballspawn who stood against his foul father and brother, Saravok. Optimist that I am, I hope you are of similar heroic vintage. I believe you will be. And I'd like to help the only way I know how, with a guidebook. This one did not flow from my quill, but from that of the wizard Irenicus. It is a study of the Slayer, and may give you a much-needed edge when you face Baal's chosen. The Dream Eater. It is said the children of Baal are claimed throughout their sleep, ever disturbed by visions of a life of bloodshed and terror. Once they have seen too much, once these dreams drive their minds to break, they are beset by the Slayer. It is a beast of unspeakable violence that consumes all in its path, including the soul of the one who is host to it. A genius, exiled from his home in the elven paradise of Soldanessala, when he attempted to seize the power of life itself, he instead turned his magnificent mind to murder on a grand scale. That is how he came to crave the power of the Baalspawn. He saw them not as living things, but as tools for his own machinations. In the end, though Irenicus took the form of the Slayer for himself, it was a Baalspawn who thwarted him, the same that saved Baldur's Gate. I am a living witness to Baal's defeat those 100 years ago. So I know your battle against him is not futile. He can be stopped, but not all of those who stood against him survived. And those who did were never the same again. I wish you luck, my friend. And I hope that when I see you again, you'll be in one piece. 2 or 3 at most.
Hey, you. Yeah, I had the same thought.
So much has happened between then and now. Maybe we just got a little caught up in it all. But I'm not going anywhere. I've got plans for the future, you know, and they involve you.
What's on your mind?
Need something? The thing that will decide my fate forevermore. Yes, it's been on my mind. Why? I hadn't really decided on the specifics. Obviously, we could stop the ritual, or not. What? I've obviously thought about it. If I was the one who completed the ritual, I'd have such power. And I could walk in the sun without fear I'd turn into a mind flare. A pity, then, that it's not your decision to make. Of course, I don't even know if I could complete the ritual. It may be impossible, but it certainly is tempting.
You will grow to like Jahira's incense in time. Like chewing herbs and soap, yes? Minsk is an open book, with many pretty pictures. We have. Is it not wonderful? To irk your friend so that she wishes to fill you with some crossbow quarrels, but knowing she never will for fear of hitting your hamster. There is no need for sweet words between companions such as we. Too often those are the weapons of flatterers and frauds. But she who will beat you about the head with the cold and pointy truth, that is a true Wicklaren. You suggest that Minsk uses the term lightly? Simply leaps from Dynaheir to Jahira with no caring for the custom itself? An unworthy thought. And wrong. In between, there was also Eri, my second witch. She needed a protector, and Boo suggested that it might as well be Minsk. And when she went her own way, Minsk and Boo set to thinking. There is power in the Wicklaren bond. Far too much to be wasted on weeping. To use that power to serve the living does not sully the dead. It honors them. A hero is only as good as the friends they have at their back. This is why Boo favors this spot just above my buttocks.
Yes? Ask it. I did. Though I don't often speak of it. So many seem to think they know the whole story already. I find it a pity to correct them. We can speak of old battles later. Our plate is piled high with catastrophes enough for the present, huh?
You wish to consult me? do not want a devil to hold my fate in his hands any more than a god. I say we put the devil from our minds and trust in ourselves. If anyone should have the power of the crown, it should be us. He is the only authority figure in Baldur's Gate worth a damn. Even as the Elder Brain tears at the foundations of the city, he stands strong and looks for solutions. Better for us to be a solution rather than a problem for his steel watch to scrape off the street. It would be wise to return to him and pledge an oath of allegiance before he declares us enemies of the peace. A disparate collection of vagabonds and strays. Did you have anyone particular in mind? A true soul came to my city preaching a message of togetherness, accompanied by 2 novices. Menzoberranzan is not fertile ground for such messages. I killed them and hanged their bodies in my garden. I thought so too. This world is full of fools, after all. But in this instance, I was mistaken. Our visitors were not fools. They were bait. Even as the flesh sagged and sloughed away from their eyeless skulls, their audacity infuriated me. I had to know where they came from. And whoever sent them was counting on my curiosity overcoming my caution. Yes. All it took was a simple act of necromancy, and the corpses told me where I needed to strike. Moonrise Towers. No. I was prepared for combat, but I intended to strike subtly. As it turned out, to my shame, I was defeated without even drawing my weapon. I came to Moonrise with a retinue of warriors and assassins, the best House Bainray had to offer. I expected a battle, but found a fully laden feast table and a welcome befitting a house matron. Ketheric expected us, expected me, and I fell for his flattery. It is a mistake I hope never to repeat. Ketheric proposed an alliance between Moonrise and Menzoberranzan. I admit I was captivated by him. He invited me to the head of his table as his guest of honor. I was wary, of course. If I had been in his position, the food would have been poisoned. It was not the food I should have been wary of. It was the pale woman at the foot of the table. Orin the Red. We had barely begun to eat when she spoke for the first time. I only caught one word, my name. Then, quick as lightning, she climbed onto the table, a dagger in each hand, and skipped toward me, slicing the throats out of my men as she passed them. Few things frighten me. Orin is one of them. Ketheric held me still, his hand on my shoulder, the grip tight enough to crack the bone. When Orin stood before me, she touched the dagger to my eye, drawing out a tear of blood. "I want this one," she said. Ketheric nodded his permission, and I was taken below. "You've seen the horrors of the colony. Orin kept me there for days. She forced me to watch as my men were processed. Some for food, others as thralls. And then she placed the tadpole in my eye herself. That is certain. You know the rest as well as I do. There were massacres before the Grove. Religious communities mostly. Those who refused to convert. Then there was you, and now there is freedom. Soon there will be vengeance.
Who among us hasn't wondered what it would be like to live forever? But I think you've got the right idea. Better I live fully and meaningfully than to pine for an always and forever I could never achieve. Let's talk.
I received a dispatch from the Grove. Life carries on there in our absence, just as nature intended. My chosen successor, Francesca, has proven to be a wise choice. Perhaps the wisest I ever made as Archdruid. One grand victory may not be enough to absolve a host of small failures. That is where true leadership lies. Not in winning a single vast battle, but in fighting 1,000 smaller ones. Making 10,000 difficult decisions. Finding balance where none seems possible. Day after day. I was all too eager to surrender my responsibilities towards the Grove. Perhaps I was never meant to be Archdruid. To be a leader. Still, though, I cannot help but wonder if there was more I could have done. Perhaps, Oakfather willing, I may yet have the chance someday. Forgive me. The Shadow Curse occupied me so entirely and for so long. I almost missed the purpose it gave me. Now I must find a new one.
Tonight's troubled rest is, as ever, overwhelmed by your killing fate. You dangle above a dark precipice, one move away from falling. Another watches your body while it is possessed by the night. You do not dream alone.
Dark dreams? I think I can guess.
Visions of blood on your hands. The blood in your veins, perhaps. For all the gifts Baal's children inherit, a peaceful night's sleep is not among them.
She is worrying. Which worries me? Which worries Boo? Which ought to worry you?
The dreams alone do not concern me. It is what waking deeds they might inspire. Are you truly your own master? What is it you feel when Father's dreams come calling? There is one certain way. I hold it in my hand. This is your father's true legacy. Not his children, but the fear they plant in us. The savagery it blossoms into.
But you have reminded us that when evil calls, we might stop our ears with virtuous cotton. Hasn't he, Jaheira?
In another time, with another of your kind, we found a better way. I would dearly like to find it again.
Well, you cannot understand Boo's wisdom. So I suppose we must listen to Jaheira instead.
You would not be the first to turn the taint in your blood to your advantage. But there are barriers a Baalspawn must overcome first. Those of your kind. Orin. I am sure you already know that so long as she lives, she will never stop hunting you. It might be that you have to turn and face her. You cannot change that. All you can choose is how you meet her. As another bloodied child of Baal? Or as yourself?
And for this, you will need Boo. He has tasted Baalspawn flesh before, and he would not mind another bite.
For now, take what rest you can. We will watch over you this night.
Oh, stories!
Oh, I don't think I have any.
Have you ever fought with a talking sword?
Lilarkor.
Yes! A mighty blade, but a mouthy one too. I wonder what happened to it.
I believe it went over a cliff edge. Buried in an ogre's backside. And it was still talking.
Sing a song of Baldur, who founded Baldur's Gate. Empire golden, built on trade, could not avert his fate. When Thredo there assailed his port, transformed he felt their thrive. Succumb the threat from nether years, arose to conquer all. Now hope is gone, or so it seems, but game's not over yet. New cards are drawn, new hands are played.
I've had my eye on you. Hot as brimstone, jagged as lightning, and seething like the river Styx. But there's something missing, isn't there? You're hungry for pleasures beyond this plane. Something more satisfying than mortal flesh, blood, and bone. Oh, but do hear me out. You want what I have to offer. The ecstasy of agony. The pain of the damned, distilled into pure bliss. Beyond every climax you've known. The little death writ large. Smile, and I'll come to you when you put your head down to rest. I will sate your most forbidden lusts. Or don't, and know the eternal ache of the unknown and the unanswered. Then we'll keep it our little secret. Hand to beating heart. Dear me, I've overestimated you. Trust me, I shan't be making that mistake again. Ta-ta.
Cultists. Just looking to clean the rabble off the streets.
Why, yes, Edvard. Can I call you Edvard? Well, Edvard, I do support
What can I do for you? Of course. Wouldn't be alive to hold them if it weren't for you.
Interviews, politics, gossip, all of it gets in the bloody Balder's mouth, Brad.
What's he got to say for himself?
Lots of talk about the brilliant future of
Easier to don some armor than learn to swing a sword. If you can manage the extra weight, that is. City's got a dame.